Hello beloved, I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. I want to thank you all so much for your love and support and coming by every week and checking me out. It's such a pleasure serving all of you. Should you have any questions at all, please do not be hesitant to leave them down below for me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, I want to thank you for sharing my videos with friends and loved ones. I really appreciate all of you. So please stay tuned as we are going to take it step by step as usual. And I just want you all to know that I love you all so very much. Life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye. Today's recipe, we'll be making my delicious pumpkin cheesecake, and I'm going to go ahead and quickly go through the ingredients with you. Here I have 2 8-ounces cream cheese, I have 3 large eggs, 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Instead of sugar and milk, I'll be using condensed milk. It makes my life much easier. You will need your spring foam pan for that, and I have buttered it a little bit. And for my crust, I'm using Gingersnaps and also some graham crackers. Into that, I'll be adding a little bit of my nuts. You can choose whatever nuts that you like, but this is completely optional, okay? You need your butter to mix your crust, okay? And for my spices, I'll be using a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of ground clove, a teaspoon of pumpkin spice, salt, and here I'm using 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is completely optional, but I just add a little bit of cornstarch to bind it all together. And then we need our vanilla extract. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? The first thing we are going to do is to break or blend our graham crackers and ginger snaps with our nuts. And then let's go ahead and make the... So now that we have crushed our graham crackers and ginger snaps, let's go ahead and mix it. Okay, so before we move on, I want you all to know that all the ingredients which I'm using to make this pumpkin cheesecake are in room temperature. From the eggs to the cream cheese, everything is in room temperature, so please keep that in mind. Now go ahead and melt your butter and pour it in here. And then let's create our crust. Also, if you are looking for measurement as to how much of the snaps and the graham crackers you're gonna need to make your crust, I want to assume that this is about 2.5 cups of that. So you can go ahead and measure that if you want, okay? But I kind of eyeballed it. So let's mix that and then move on to the next step. Please keep watching. So if you want to make sure that you have the perfect consistency for your crust, what I do is, if I'm able to hold the crust and make a ball with it, it means that it's moist enough. And now we can start putting that in our spring foam pan. So please keep watching as we do that, okay? So go ahead and pour that in and create your crust. Make sure it's leveled, okay, and press it down. You can either use the back of your fingers to press it down, or you can grab a spoon for it to be firmly pressed down, okay? Normally, what I do with my crust is I bake it for about 8 minutes. And then I set it aside, and then go ahead and make my pumpkin cheesecake filling, okay? Alright, so it should look something like this. So I'm gonna bake it. Okay, so baking our crust, what I did was to put a little bit of water to keep my oven moist whilst the cheesecake will be baking. So I have put some water in this container, heated my oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm just gonna leave the water in here, okay? And here is my crust. So in making our filling, let's go ahead and pour in our cream cheese. And at the same time, I'm going to use just half of the condensed milk. You are welcome to use the entire can if that is the sweetness that you want, okay? Alright. So the next ingredient we are going to add in there is going to be our salt. I'll also add our cornstarch and all the spices. Let's go ahead and mix that all in on medium-low speed. Go ahead and scrape the sides if you need to do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add my eggs and the vanilla extract. And I'm going to add the eggs one at a time, okay? Put it on medium-low speed again. Let's add our eggs. So now we can go ahead and add our puree. And let's go ahead and mix that in there as well. On low speed. The filling has mixed in very beautifully. So let's transfer that into our crust. So as you can see, our crust set beautifully after baking. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour our filling in it. And the thickness should be like that, okay? So let's go ahead and shake it a little bit and just tap it. Alright. And it's ready to go inside the oven. What I'm going to do is to increase my oven from 300 to 325 and bake this about 30 minutes, and then decrease the oven again to 300 degrees. If you have a tray, put your cheesecake on top of it and just set it inside the oven like that. Continue to have your water at the bottom, okay? So let's bake it for 30 minutes, and they'll come and decrease the heat to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So just checking back on the cheesecake to make sure that it's all set. It's been an hour now and it looks like it. If you shake it, it's just a bit jiggly in the middle. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the door ajar. I have completely cut off the oven, and so let's go ahead and do this for about 20 minutes, and then we'll take it out to completely cool and then have it refrigerated. Hi everyone, so this is the final result of our pumpkin cheesecake. As you can see, it looks so beautiful. Oh my god, look at that. I want to thank you so much for you staying tuned and learning how to make this wonderful recipe. Please do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends and loved ones. Should you have any questions, please leave them down below for me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But before we go, we would like to try this delicious recipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of whipping cream on top of it. And then let's give it a try, okay? See how creamy it is? Oh my god. So delicious. Make sure you give this recipe a try and tell me all about it. Thanks again for watching. May God richly bless you. Till next time, bye-bye.